Have you ever looked at the person you love, your wife, and felt something was quietly wrong? She still says all the right words. She still smiles when you walk in. But deep down, something feels off. You can't explain it, you can't prove it, but that uneasy feeling won't leave. It's the kind of silence that eats away at a man's peace. Maybe she's distant, maybe she's suddenly kinder than usual. Maybe her eyes don't meet yours the same way they used to. And somewhere inside, you start wondering, is she hiding something? Before we go further, if you've ever loved so deeply that it scared you, if you've ever felt this kind of emotional confusion, then stay here. Because what you're about to hear on Mind Hack Stoic isn't theory, it's truth. The kind of truth most men never hear from a woman's mouth. When a wife cheats, she rarely confesses. Most women hide it under layers of behavior, guilt disguised as affection, avoidance disguised as peace. And unless you understand female psychology on a deep level, you'll miss the signs of a woman silently breaking under the weight of her own actions. A woman doesn't hide guilt the same way a man does. A man might distance himself out of shame. A woman, she overcompensates. She crafts an illusion, not because she's cruel, but because she can't face the truth of her betrayal. She's protecting her image in your eyes. That's what guilt does. It doesn't always push her away. Sometimes, it makes her act closer than ever. You'll notice her trying too hard, asking more about your day, complimenting you out of nowhere, cooking your favorite meal, being affectionate in ways she never was before. It looks like love, but it's not natural. It's guilt-seeking redemption. She's trying to silence the storm inside her by being overly kind. But you can feel it. Her touch changes. Her "I love you" sounds practiced. Her laugh doesn't reach her eyes. Guilt always leaves fingerprints. You feel them in her energy. You sense them in her timing. She might plan surprises, date nights, or text you more often saying how lucky she is to have you. But something about it feels mechanical. It's affection without soul. Her love turns into performance. And deep down, your intuition knows. Then comes the emotional inconsistency. One day she's warm, soft, attentive. The next, she's cold, irritated, or lost in thought. You start doubting yourself. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's work, maybe it's you. But it's not. It's guilt fighting with love. She's living in two worlds, the one she shows you and the one she's hiding. You'll see it in her eyes when you talk. That flicker of distance. You'll feel it in her tone when you say, "I love you." And she pauses just a heartbeat too long before replying. She's there, but not fully. Guilt won't let her stay present. And if you gently ask, "Is everything okay?" she might snap or become defensive. Not because you accused her, but because guilt amplifies fear. Your simple question feels like an attack on her secret. So she builds emotional walls. She changes topics. She might even start small arguments, not to fight you, but to distract you. And here's where most men make a mistake. You start blaming yourself. You think maybe you're not doing enough. But that's not it. Her emotions aren't changing because of you. They're changing because she's carrying a truth she can't speak. Then there's the defensiveness. You ask a simple question and she reacts like you accused her of a crime. You mention a name and her tone tightens. You ask why she's late, and suddenly she's over-explaining. Too many words, too much emotion. It's not confidence. It's panic disguised as pride. You see, guilt makes people hyper-aware of their lies. The brain can't hold truth and deception at the same time without cracking. So it compensates with emotion. A woman hiding guilt will talk too much, explain too much, laugh too loudly, anything to keep you from looking deeper. And sometimes she'll even flip the blame, accuse you of being distant, unfaithful, or inattentive. Not because she believes it, but because guilt needs a distraction. If she makes you question yourself, you stop questioning her. Then comes the quiet withdrawal. She starts saying things like, "I need some space," or "I'm just focusing on myself." It sounds mature, healthy even, but it's not. This kind of independence is really emotional escape. Being close to you hurts because you remind her of what she did. Every hug feels heavy. Every kind word twists the knife. So she distances herself, one piece at a time. Her phone becomes private. Her language shifts from we to I. She stops sharing her day. She's not just pulling away, she's hiding behind guilt's wall. Because vulnerability would expose her, and guilt can't survive exposure. You'll also see sudden bursts of affection, random kindness that feels almost nostalgic. One night she's soft, loving, maybe even intimate. The next, she's silent and cold. It's not random. It's guilt trying to buy peace with affection. She feels the weight of what she did, so she gives love as a form of apology. But when that temporary relief fades, she crashes again into withdrawal. The cycle repeats: remorse, relief, retreat. And the saddest part? She might blame you for her emotional chaos. Say things like, "You've changed," or "We're different now." But it's not you who changed. It's her relationship with her own truth. You'll see it in her eyes. Sometimes when she stares at you quietly, it's not love. It's guilt. She's looking through you, not at you. Eventually, guilt turns into silence. Not peaceful silence, heavy silence. She stops arguing, stops reacting. You live in the same house, but her soul feels somewhere else. She doesn't ask where you're going. She doesn't care who you're with. Not because she's free, because she's numb. Guilt has drained her. She might even start saying things like, "I don't deserve you," or "You'd be happier without me." You might think she's being emotional, but that's guilt trying to confess without words. Her conscience wants release, but fear keeps her silent. Here's the truth most men never hear. Women rarely cheat because they stopped loving. They cheat because something inside them broke. But after it happens, guilt takes over. It eats their laughter. It poisons their peace. It forces them to live behind emotional armor. You'll feel it every day, in the quiet, in the distance, in the weight of her voice. But this isn't about catching her. It's about awareness. Because once you recognize these signs, you stop blaming yourself. You stop chasing ghosts. You stop trying to fix what she broke in secret. Awareness sets you free. It doesn't make you bitter. It makes you clear. So if this message hits something deep inside you, if you've ever felt that quiet ache that something's off but couldn't explain why, listen closely. Your intuition isn't paranoia. It's wisdom. Trust it. And if this truth spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe to Mind Hack Stoic, where we uncover the emotional patterns, the psychology, and the silent battles most men never talk about. Because sometimes, understanding the darkness is the first step toward peace.